What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be talking about Scarecrow Slayer. So the other day I watched and reviewed Scarecrow, the first movie in this trilogy. Now we're moving on to the second movie in the Scarecrow trilogy, Scarecrow Slayer. So this was a first time watch for me. These are all a first time watch for me. I said that in the previous video. I randomly found these on eBay. I thought they looked cool. I got the triple pack DVD, so I'm checking them out, watching them, reviewing them. The last movie I enjoyed. I said this in the last video. It was not a good movie, like objectively speaking, but I enjoyed it and I had fun with it, and it was entertaining in my opinion. So this movie, Scarecrow Slayer, I was not a fan. I did not enjoy it. I was actually into it for like the first 15 or 20 minutes, but then as the movie progressed, I was not into it, and I thought that it was a lot worse than the first one. And like towards the end, like the third act, I was just over it. Like it was like a chore to get through. So yeah, overall, I did not like this movie. And I think the first one was way better. I don't really do like rankings of stuff on here, but I mean, I just came off reviewing the first one, so it's like it's an easy comparison. I might as well. But anyways, before I get too deep into the review, I'm going to give you all a little plot summary. So, first things first, we see this young kid, and he's on this farm with his dad. His dad is killed by the Scarecrow, and this is a flashback scene to like because the little kid who witnessed his dad got killed, he in present day, he's played by Tony Todd, which, I mean, if you all are big horror movie fans, you probably know Tony Todd. He's, pretty famous for playing Candyman. That's a fantastic movie. And, he's been in a bunch of other stuff. I like him in the Hatchet movies, too. He's in, like, pretty much... was he in just the first two? I think he's in the first two of those. I haven't seen those in a while, but... yeah, Tony Todd, he's a legend, so he's in this. But anyways, let me get back on track to the plot summary. So yeah, the kid who witnessed his dad getting killed by the Scarecrow, in present day, he's played by Tony Todd, and he's this kind of like, he's this like neighborhood joke, or not like neighborhood, but he's just like a joke. Like it's like the boy who cried wolf, like he's always talking about the Scarecrow is, alive and killed my dad, and he like wrote all these books, and everyone just thinks he's insane. Like nobody believes him. They're like, he's just the crazy Scarecrow guy. So Tony Todd, his character Caleb, he's this crazy Scarecrow guy. No one believes that his dad got killed by the Scarecrow. He's not taken seriously. He's being interviewed by this reporter, and these kids, like they're in this like ROTC program at their college, and they're trying to pledge this fraternity, and they're like tasked with stealing the Scarecrow. So it's these two guys, and the main guy, his name's Dave. So they go to steal the Scarecrow, and when Dave is like holding up the Scarecrow to lift it, Caleb, who's Tony Todd's character, he thinks that it's like the Scarecrow is like alive again and moving. So he goes to shoot the Scarecrow, and he accidentally shoots this kid Dave. This kid's soul is transferred into the Scarecrow, and he becomes the Scarecrow. He's killing people for the rest of the movie, and then like there's this other layer to the plot where there's this like his like previous girlfriend Mary. He's like still in love with her as the Scarecrow, so he's like trying to pursue her as well, and like he's like not killing her, and he's trying to get close to her, and he's just killing everyone. So that is the basic plot summary. So jumping into just random stuff about the movie, random thoughts. The first thing that I want to talk about are the opening credits. So the opening credits in this movie, they're extremely long, and this movie is only like it only has a runtime of like 86 minutes, and I'm telling you what, I feel like the opening credits were probably 5 to 10 minutes. They were probably more than 5 minutes, or they were at least 5 minutes. But the opening credits were extremely long. You see that in a lot of like these like really short, lower budget movies. Like they were probably contractually obligated to have a certain runtime so they could, so it'd be like feature length. So maybe the first movie did well and actually sold, like they sold a lot of copies of the DVD. So then they're like, okay, we're gonna give you guys the money to make the sequel. It has to be this long, blah blah blah. And these fools are like, on a shoestring budget, so they're like, okay, let's just pad it out. We'll do like a 10-minute opening credits. So the opening credits are super long, but they're also like hilariously bad looking. They look like like some kids in like a middle school TV production class made them. Like they had some like free editing software, or like whatever the built-in editing software was on their computer. They just used that, and it was like a last minute project they did for their middle school TV production class, and they're like, okay, let's do these sick opening credits, and let's put some like crazy neon stuff in there, and like let's pick the most generic font ever. So yeah, the opening credits were pretty long, and they're pretty silly looking, and they're kind of funny. So I don't know if that's a negative or a positive. I kind of thinking about it now, I'm gonna say it's kind of a positive because it's kind of funny. Like I said, like the first 15-20 minutes I was into the movie. Like it wasn't good, but it like the first 20 minutes was entertaining. And you had Tony Todd, and I thought it was just going to be the type of thing where Tony Todd is in the movie for like 1 second, but he was actually in the movie a considerable amount. I was surprised. And he was like in the extremely long opening credits, I was able to find out that Tony Todd was an associate producer, so that's pretty cool. Like he gets to act in the movie. He's like working behind the scenes. It's like it's not the best movie, but like he's doing his thing. Like the dude Tony Todd like stays working. Like that guy's in all kinds of movies, so it's like props to him. He's he's working behind the scenes. He's in the movie. It's probably fun for him. It's like it's another role. It's cool. So he was actually in the beginning a lot, and I liked his character. He was just like he had like PTSD, and he was just drinking a lot, and he was just like sipping mad bourbon, which I mean that's what I drink. So I was like, my man. And yeah, I mean it's Tony Todd, so he's like a big name horror icon. So I was digging it. And then the first 20 minutes there was kind of like some funny dialogue. It was just like random funny dialogue, and it was kind of entertaining. And then also there was like some of the acting was just like bad, but like in a good way. Like the whole first 15-20 minutes was entertaining, but as the movie went on, I just thought it was like way inferior to the first one, and it was just boring. Like the first one was actually entertaining. This one was boring. Like it was hard to finish. So there you go. Let me see where I was at. Talked about the opening credits. The Tony Todd thing, I wrote that as a note, but I already talked about that. Heck yeah. Let me see what else. Okay, I think I briefly touched on this like in the opening to this video, but here's one of the things that I hate about this movie. I hate it. I know it's a strong word, but you know, I was excited because in the first movie, the Scarecrow character was funny. He had all these one-liners like he was like Freddy Krueger or Chucky, and he was saying like bitch every other second. He was like he was funny, and he had these signature weapons. He was like a ninja too, where he was doing all this acrobatic stuff. He was doing front flips, back flips. He was doing like 360 spins. I was like, this is awesome. I was like, this is like a hidden gem. Like I found this like weird direct-to-DVD Scarecrow movie with like this Scarecrow ninja killer who just like says funny one-liners, like funny cheesy one-liners, and says bitch every 2 seconds. I'm like, this movie rules. So in this movie, the Scarecrow, he has no one-liners. He says bitch 0 times. Not even once. He doesn't even say bitch once. What's up with that? At least say it once, man. Come on. Continuity. You know? But I mean, it's a different character is playing the Scarecrow, and I'm gonna be honest, this Scarecrow's a dud. The first Scarecrow was cool. He had charisma. He had charm. Like, I think he was getting with that Judy chick at the end. Like, she was like down with him. She was in her little art class, and he was like over in the corner. Like, he was straight macking. Like, this Scarecrow has no game. He's like chasing after this chick the whole time. Like, he can't even really get with her. Like, she doesn't want anything to do with him. So yeah, this Scarecrow's lame. He has no one-liners. He doesn't even talk, I don't think, the whole movie. He doesn't say bitch. He doesn't have any cool ninja moves. And then there's no backstory. The first movie was cool because, you know, it's not like the movie had like, you know, the most story ever. It was just like a you know, low budget slasher, but there was good story around the fact that they actually like built up the character of the Scarecrow before he turns into a Scarecrow, and you get to see like how he was tormented, and you get to see like how shitty his life was, and then there's like this whole revenge motive, and it's kind of like there's kind of like a payoff. Like, you're almost like rooting for the killer, which I know people do that. I don't always do that, but like I was like rooting for the killer in that movie. This movie, I don't care about the kid Dave who turned into the Scarecrow, because before he turns into the Scarecrow, we're only introduced to him for like 5 minutes. I don't even get to know him. I don't care about this guy. Like, I don't know anything about him. All I know is that, you know, that he was dating this one girl, and that he's in like ROTC and he's trying to join a fraternity. I don't know anything about him. So yeah, the Scarecrow in this, the story in this, it's just not as good as the first one. Also, the kills suck. Once again, the kills sucked in the last one, but I could look past it because it was like there was so much other fun stuff going on. The kills suck in this, and they're not like cutaway kills like the last movie. In this one, they're all just like really bad CGI kills. So I don't know if that's better or worse, but it's still pretty bad. So yeah, just like not good kills, really bad CGI, like really bad CGI. Like, at first I thought it was kind of funny, and I was like, it was like kind of so bad it's good CGI. But then like, yeah, like once every kill was just CGI, I was like, this is whack, dude. Like, I'm not even messing with it. But yeah, that's like some of the main negatives. Now I have a couple positives, and then I'm gonna do my little recommendation and head out here. So there was one kill that I thought was really good, and this kill was not CGI. So there's this one really good kill where the Scarecrow, like, he like jumps out of the window of this building, and he like stomps on this girl's head and smashes her head, and you get to see everything, and it's all practical. That was a phenomenal kill. I was like, yes, where has this been the whole movie? It was like in the third act, and I was like, where was this? You know, like, where the heck where the heck was it? Where was this, 40 minutes ago? I don't know. But anyways, that hill, that mountain, that kill was very good. So I got to give props. Another thing that I liked was there was a lot of neon lighting in the movie. I'm a fan of neon lighting. There was like a lot of like reds and kind of like reddish pinks and like light blues. I don't know. It just the movie had like really cool lighting, and it kind of had like cool style, and the setting and the atmosphere was cool. So like all the cornfield stuff, all the stuff set in the cornfield looked really good. It was like really dark, and then there was some stuff in a hospital that that was like a good creepy setting. Like the setting and the atmosphere was good. The neon lighting was good. And then, like I said, even though even though like a lot of this movie is just bad, there is like some so bad it's good stuff, which that was a positive for me. Like some of the dialogue and the acting was just like really bad and cheesy and random, and it was entertaining. So that was another positive for me. But yeah, those little positives are the last thing I had on my notes. I wanted to, end with like a positive, because I didn't hate everything about this movie. I just thought like the first one was way better, and this one was boring. So yeah, basically, yeah. So my recommendation, I would say, I would say, the first Scarecrow is worth watching, and I've said it in my last review that the first Scarecrow movie is available on YouTube. That's worth watching. Scarecrow Slayer, the sequel, I would say skip it. It's not worth watching. Way inferior to the first one, and it has like none of the fun of the first one. I mean, I was like I was excited. Like I thought there was gonna be a Scarecrow doing backflips and calling people like bitch, but that didn't happen. It was just like some mute Scarecrow who like had no game and was trying to get like his old girlfriend back and failed miserably. So that's that. But there was some cool stuff. It was cool that Tony Todd was in it. Tony Todd rules. He's the man, Candyman. So yeah, that's my recommendation. Don't watch this. But anyways, yeah, that's been my review of Scarecrow Slayer. Thank you all very much for watching, and peace out.